finally she was at a place where she had left everything behind, and here was the opportunity to begin. And so that opportunity was used. And all of us have those times when something is just drawn back for a moment, and you see something that you haven't seen before, although it's been there all the time. And I think that's what Sivananda was saying to her. He'd been there all the time. They'd worked together before, and now this was the opportunity.
The first letter that I got from Swami Sivananda was, "Come home, and I will teach you." And then I went to India, and really Swamiji kept his promise. I teach you everything I know.
Qualities in a man, when he says, I am a Jivanmukta, I am a Groti, reject him like a straw. These are the two fundamental, foundational virtues of a sage, of a yogi, of a karma yogi.
This is a magical time, very short, intensely sweet, when they come together. She sings of it forever after. It is her time of turning into Radha, her time with her guru in India. At their first meeting, she gave him the gift of the black onyx cross. "Now I am one with Canada and America," he said happily, as he held the cross in his hand. To her, it felt as if they were simply taking up from where they had left off before. "Come close," he said to her. "We have lived and worked together in previous births." Swami Sivananda returned to this theme many times over the next 6 months. He took every opportunity to stir her memory, to recall beyond the limits of this lifetime. India. It sounds and looks romantic and mysterious, but it was hard work for her human self, Sylvia. Challenging. India. Rats, snakes, tigers, scorpions, no bathrooms, Western critics, food she couldn't eat, a board for a bed, and a schedule almost impossible to keep. In spite of all this, she did not let her doubts and criticism, or her pride, undermine her resolve to learn all she could from Swami Sivananda.
But I think I challenged him later. I met him, and I said, "No, I don't believe this. You're just making statements. I want proof of that." And then Swamis would come and say, no, that's not the way to talk to the master. And he said, "Leave her. She's a ball of fire. She wants to know. It's okay." Yeah.
Swami Sivananda shared his spiritual wealth with her in a number of ways, but he didn't just tell her. He showed her through the language of symbol and metaphor how the teachings, the Kundalini system, for example, could be seen in everything around her once she had trained her mind to perceive symbolically. "What happens," he asked her one day, referring to the headstand, "when your life is turned completely upside down?" His question encouraged her to look deeper into the mystical meaning of the asana. It was the beginning of what she would later introduce into the West as hidden language Hatha Yoga. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. One difficulty remained, however. She could not understand why there were so many different images for a divine power that she had always thought to be beyond name and form. When she took the problem to Swami Sivananda, he responded, but not in the way she expected. He arranged for her to take Indian dance lessons in Dehradun, an idea that was not very well received.
I did not come to India to learn dances. I gave up a secure job, and I don't know what's going to happen to me later, not to learn Indian dances or any kind of dances.
Gurudev looked up, nodded, and said, The bus for Dehradun leaves in 15 minutes. She was on it. It was an extraordinary experience. 6 intricate Indian dances in 5 weeks. Her dance teacher, Mr. Devasacham, had said it couldn't be done, not even by a trained Indian dancer. And then he marveled as he watched her do it. As Gurudev had expected, the dances became her bridge to the divine, in the form of Krishna, Shiva, Divine Mother, as if the pressure of time and the challenge itself conspired to bring the old memories to the surface once again. It's all in the consciousness of the cells, he said. She remembers. She had 6 months with her guru, time to see her past in a new light, time to see her purpose, and time to receive the whispered message. It was the time of awakening, a time of fullness, and a time of immersion. But it was not meant to last. Go back, Swami Sivananda said to her one day. You can do some work for me in America. Give teaching and yoga, travel, start an ashram. A band of fine young men will help you. Tomorrow I shall give you mantra initiation for yourself and so that you may give to others. Hearing his words, she felt elated and anxious at the same time. She had grown to love the ashram, and the thought of leaving it saddened her. On the other hand, the promise of a mantra initiation filled her with great joy and anticipation. The next day, October 24th, 1955, she was initiated into the mantra, thus completing the most sacred of all rites in the guru-disciple relationship. On February 2nd, 1956, less than 6 months after her arrival in India, Swami Sivananda initiated her into the sacred order of sannyas and gave her back her old name, Radha. And with the initiation, she embarked on an entirely new life and purpose. The next morning, she went to the ruins of a nearby temple to meditate on the meaning of the initiation, and it was there that she was given the spiritual experience that would become one of the pillars of her teachings back in the West, the Divine Light Invocation.
I was looking for my old place in India, and all I found was the tower of a temple that had probably long time ago deteriorated. So, and I was sheltering myself in there. And there came a yogi asking me questions that I also do not remember. And he stood next to me, and suddenly he pointed into the distance and said, "Tiger!" And I just froze. And then he said, "It's okay, just watch yourself. What have you been doing?" I tensed my muscles, and I was fearful, and what else have you been doing? I couldn't figure out what else. And then he said, "You held your breath. You have, in this way, you attain maximum concentration. I will show you how you can have that without being threatened into it." And then he said to link the tension of the body with the breath, and then to think that basically I'm not the body and I'm not the mind. I'm created by divine light, and it is that same divine light that sustains me. So here came the whole mantra of the light invocation. what I call later on the light invocation mantra.
Raising the arms, affirming, I am created by divine light. I am sustained by divine light. I am protected by divine light. I am surrounded by divine light. I am ever growing in